Hi, it's Debbie Williams, and today I'm going to talk about insecurity, low self-esteem, self-hatred, and in a way, cocaine aids that, because on the come down of cocaine, you may feel angry of why am I not strong enough? I'm a weak person because I can't say no, and it makes you feel like a failure. And potentially, even if you've had a good upbringing, you feel strong self-esteem, it will steal it from you. But also, often with addictions, especially with successful people, we look at successful people who are driving that car, who have got that business, who've become a pop star or what have you. We look and we think they've got everything, yet actually, often the driver is desperation. Often the driver for millionaires is desperation. They want to get out of poverty. They want to get out of and move away from something. And then when they arrive and they've got all the riches, they think, is this all it is? And it doesn't give them the feeling. It can give them the feeling buying that car and feeling good for a short period of time. But underneath, sometimes there's a little point in their space where they stop and they just feel as low can be. And I'm going to do a few more videos on this, but the first video here today that can help you to build that self-esteem is a simple program of saying to yourself an affirmation over and over. Now, this is from a guy called Brian Tracy. He's a motivational expert from America. And I did this myself to build my self-esteem years ago. Everybody thought I was, confident, but inside I was, well, as low as they can be, shall we say. And so I started doing his mantra, which is at least 100 times a day. I like myself. 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 And what it did, and what it'll do for you, and what it's done for clients that I've worked with, is brings to the surface of, well, no, I don't. I'm horrible. No, I don't like myself. No. It brings to the surface the thoughts of why you don't like yourself. And when they come to the surface, you have an opportunity to challenge them and to also realize, well, what do I like about myself? Sometimes it's hard to think about what you like about yourself. And an easy way to do that is to look at your friends and think, okay, what do I like or admire about that friend? And what do I like or admire about that friend? And then recognize that actually a lot of what you like or admire about that person, you have those qualities yourself. And if you think about it, yeah, for me, I admire kindness, and I realise actually I am a very kind person, and that's a damn good quality to have. And sometimes we spend our life growing up wanting to impress people, and the person at work that's quite a nasty person, we spend all our time wanting them to like us, when really we should be asking, do I like them? And when you look at that person, you think, well, what do I like about them? Perhaps you don't. Perhaps you're a bit scared of them. And perhaps as the lights come on, you think, actually, they're a nasty piece of work. I would never treat anybody like that. Actually, I think I'm a better person because I would never treat anybody the way they do. And also recognize that perhaps the reason that they're doing that, because underneath it, they also feel very, very insecure. So they need to bully to feel okay about themselves. And if that's you, again, a little bit of forgiveness here, of recognition that actually you can put things right. You can start looking at people around you. What do I admire about people, or what could I like about people? And no matter how thin you slice it, there's always two sides. I remember somebody came into my life and started, well, long story short, taking a lot of my business. And then I thought, I'm getting consumed with anger and hate with this person, and that's taken up my energy. What do I need to learn to move on? And I thought, one, I've got to forgive myself for doing this, and two, what do I admire about that person? And I'll never forget being in a pub with this person and walking up to them and looking them straight in the eye and saying, you know what, one thing I admire about you, you set your goal, you know exactly where you're going, and you get there. Nothing stops you, and you just do it. And I tell you what, this person, he was a man, he was like a little boy. He melted. It was like I was his mum. He go, "Oh, thank you. Can I buy you a drink?" And actually what I was saying, not saying, was, you stamp on everybody's toes, you push people out the way, you're a bully, and you do whatever you can to get there. But I realised at that moment, he was driven from insecurity, and all the hate and anger I felt towards him had gone. And I drank the drink, and I walked out of that pub, my head held high, my shoulders back, and thought, yeah, I'm understanding humanity more. And I want you to forgive yourself and to start to build that muscle on the inside that, yeah, I do like myself. And maybe if you were treated unkindly as a child and you've been successful, of thinking, if you hadn't had that upbringing, you would never have achieved what you've achieved now. And whilst you wouldn't want to go through it again, the question is, what do I need to learn to make my life better? What do I need to learn to be the better person here? How can I grow? How can I do things, the right things, to feel good about me? And if you think about it, that program, The Secret Millionaire, who gets the most out of it? The millionaire who's able to contribute financially, or the people around him? It's the emotional growth that millionaire gets, because he realizes there are other people who do good for no reward, but they get the reward of doing the right thing. And think about doing the right thing, and your self-esteem will grow. Again, there's a lot more work that we can do on this. I have loads of downloads from £19 that can support that journey, or if you wanted to work one-to-one. But there's so much on this website here that you can work through. They're simple lessons that if you take them on board, and if you set this next week 100 times a day or more, I like myself, I like myself, I like myself, I like myself. Notice what comes up. Do I actually believe that? And what do I admire about friends? Do I have that quality of me? Actually, yeah. I am determined. Yeah, I am a good business person. Yeah, in fact, I'm a better business person than my friends, or I'm a better father than my friends because I do take time with the kids, or I'm a better whatever it is that is unique about you. Because there is only one you. Begin to recognize your gifts and build upon them, and the truth will set you free.